initial report regarding our full-day kindergarten and grade levels study. You have a full written copy of the full report in front of you. This report will be posted online at the conclusion of tonight's meeting, but I do have a PowerPoint to take us through a summary of the written report. The Board of Education ordered an investigation of the feasibility and viability of the student full-day kindergarten program in a K-5 model or a grade level center model in May of 2013. Talk a little bit about the current landscape. I think all of us have a strong desire to improve the educational opportunities for our students, as is the case everywhere, not just in our district. We have limited resources. We continue to have a challenging school funding environment. Again, we are no different than any other school district in the state, and very likely the nation. And this really does require the district to look for ways to do more to meet the needs of our students and to do that more efficiently. So what are some of the issues that we're facing? State law requires that Common Core learning standards, which has significantly raised the bar for learning at every grade level, kindergarten all the way up through 12th grade. This is especially true for math and English requirements in the kindergarten level. Our current half-day model simply will not provide the well-rounded, student-focused kindergarten program we want and the Common Core requires. We also know that at all grade levels, successfully implementing Common Core standards requires a greater amount of collaboration and coordination between teachers at every grade level. So what does this study include? It includes a review of literature on full-day kindergarten and grade level center models. It provides an analysis of potential educational impact, both of full-day kindergarten and the grade level center model. It reviews student enrollment and projects student enrollment through 2018. It conducts an analysis of district transportation needs for full-day kindergarten and also transportation needs for possible reorganization into grade level centers. It includes parent, community, faculty, and staff input, and that input gathered through online surveys, focus groups. It provides an analysis of the potential educational and economic impact of a full-day kindergarten in a K-5 model, an analysis of potential educational and economic impact of a full-day kindergarten in a grade level center model. So let's talk briefly about the need for a full-day kindergarten. As I mentioned a moment before, Common Core Standards is raising the bar for all students, including kindergarten. Our current half-day model simply does not provide enough time to ensure we have a well-rounded kindergarten experience. And what do I mean by a well-rounded kindergarten experience? We all know that as our earliest learners, from preschool all the way into kindergarten, first and second, third grade, they have different learning needs than your intermediate grades in your middle school and your high school. There needs to have the opportunity for discovery learning. There needs to have the opportunity to do some play-based learning, some self-directed learning. There's a lot of community building, social emotional development that happens in the kindergarten level. With the vastly more rigorous requirements in the kindergarten level for the Common Core, we are very concerned that continuing to offer a half-day model, there's simply not enough time to be able to meet those standards and at the same time protect what we all know and quite frankly love about the kindergarten program. The ability to do community time, the ability to do calendar centers, the ability to do a lot of that discovery, self-directed play learning. And so we feel very strongly that that half-day model does not provide that time and that we need to look at alternatives. That is a sentiment that is shared by a growing number of early childhood advocates and research studies that are calling for states and districts nationwide to offer full-day kindergarten programs. So what's some of the educational impact of a full-day kindergarten? As I've already mentioned, it increases time for students to master critical foundational skills. It maintains traditional kindergarten activities, as I said, learning centers, self-selected, play-based learning, while still giving us an opportunity to meet the rigors of the Common Core. It provides academic opportunities, additional academic opportunities to ensure that more students are ready for first grade. A full-day schedule would be designed to meet the developmental needs of our young learners, so that there is, during the course of the days, the kind of downtime, the kind of self-directed time, play-based time that a student would need to be able to function during that longer day. And then, by state law, parents retain the option of keeping their students in a half-day kindergarten experience. So let's talk about grade level centers. There is not a great deal of empirical research available to support a grade level center model. Some studies cite lower student achievement in transition years. However, those studies also state that they could not specifically determine that it was the grade level configuration itself that was directly responsible for that drop-off in achievement. One of the frustrations of education research, period, is the fact that we're not dealing with specific same situations. Everything, we're talking about human beings. And so in any kind of research of that nature, there are a lot of different factors that can influence results one way or the other. That said, there's anecdotal evidence that grade level center models can be an effective design for quality of education. Again, anecdotal is not empirical. I do not have, nor do I claim to have, a Harvard study, a Yale study, or anything of that nature where I can put it down on the table and say that grade level center configurations in and of itself is the silver bullet, it's the way to go, there is no question about it. Does it have promise as a model? In my professional opinion, yes, it does. Is it as much reliant on it being implemented well as any other model that exists in education? Absolutely. So what are some of the potential academic implications of a grade level center model? The first one is that in moving an entire grade level in a district of this size to one location, it centralizes the academic resources of an entire grade level. It facilitates deeper collaboration, deeper planning, and targeted professional development for all the teachers in that grade level, as opposed to having an opportunity, as we currently have, once or twice a month for teachers to be able to come together, first grade teachers at Greenbrook, first grade teachers at Waterbury, to come together to discuss the common curriculum that they are responsible for. They're down the hall from each other. They have an opportunity to have more of these conversations at deeper levels. It provides greater flexibility by sheer virtue of numbers to be able to try and match the learning styles of students with a particular teaching style that may exist in a grade level. It supports a greater alignment of grade level curriculum and instruction, and gives us a better chance of ensuring that students are exposed to and have support in mastering common critical skills that they are going to be responsible for throughout their educational experience. It also allows specialists, our ELL staff, our special education staff, our social work staff, our speech pathologists, our psychologists, to focus on fewer grade and developmental levels as opposed to a wider range as we currently have. There are challenges associated with the grade level center model. The biggest one is it ends the neighborhood K-5 experience. It now requires two major school transitions, in this case, third and sixth grade, as opposed to one. There is a great deal of feeling that it will impact the ability of some children and families to be able to establish deep relationships within their schools and with their teachers because they are moving more frequently. There is a concern that for some students, having an entire district grade level in one place may just be too big for them. A grade level center model can lose the ability for older students to kind of set an example for younger students and have those kind of mentoring relationships. Students will be attending schools outside of their neighborhood earlier. There's no denying that, as opposed to 6th grade now, where they may be attending their school outside their neighborhood, they're doing it earlier. And it may lead to a decrease in active parental involvement if there is, particularly for families that have multiple students in multiple buildings. How will they get to all of those places? So there are some potential challenges associated with a grade level center. Were the board to entertain a move to a grade level center model, based on the building layouts, based on the room sizes, the administration would recommend that Waterbury serve as the K-2 center and Greenbrook serve as the 3-5 center. So let me switch gears here and start talking about full-day kindergarten and the viability of a full-day kindergarten in a grade level center model. A full-day kindergarten based on our projected enrollment will require 3 additional teachers and 2 additional teaching assistants district-wide. Moving to a grade level center model will generate the staff availability within the current staff framework to fill those newly required kindergarten teaching positions. And it does that by reducing the current elementary grade level sections from 8 to 7. One of the outcomes of centralizing a grade level is that you're able to balance out your class board more effectively. And so our projections are that were we to move to a grade level center model, our average class sizes would be projected to be 20 and a half, kindergarten through 2nd grade, and 24.1, 3 through 5. That's again in the grade level center model. The current level of specialist teaching positions, that's PE, art, music, ELL, special education, would meet the needs of the district in a grade level center model. We would not see a need for increased PE, music, art teaching positions or hours, and our current staff which are employed in special education and ELL will meet the needs of our elementary students in this model. It does generate 2 additional teaching positions, because as we go from 8 grade level sections as we currently have to 7, we need 3 for those teaching positions to accomplish a full day kindergarten. What about the other 2? Those positions could be redeployed to meet some other kind of district instructional priority, an additional reading specialist, an additional math specialist, or not an additional math specialist, a math specialist. We have reading specialists currently, we do not have a math specialist currently. The board could look at a lot of different opportunities for reallocating